Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Premier. Speaker, the Auditor General made it abundantly clear that the Minister of Health had ignored all the warning signs at Orange. But the Premier still hasn't explained his role and his office's role in this debacle. Can the Premier tell this legislature whether his top aide, Jamieson Steve, approved of Orange's for-profit ventures after being informed in January 2011?
Premier.
Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to take the question, and I know that my honourable colleagues in the opposition generally have been very, very focused on a traditional political game. I understand that, but I would recommend to my colleague an article that appeared in today's Globe and Mail, written by a distinguished columnist on the.
Premier. The member from Northumberland will withdraw.
And I quote, "To her credit, when the depth and breadth of the Orange scandal became clear, Ms. Matthews did act, and pretty forcefully. The board was sacked, senior management was turfed, and the OPP was called in. The calls for Ms. Matthews' resignation are little more than partisan squawking. Errors have been made. Fix them. Make sure they don't happen again. It's time for the minister to stand tall, not walk away."
Mr. Speaker, the Premier cites an article in today's Globe and Mail. Wouldn't it have been nice to have the same thoughts 2 years ago when the scandal first erupted in this House? Why couldn't we know then? But on March the 5th, 2012, the Premier's Health Minister said this about the proposal to strike a select committee to investigate Orange. If it is the will of this legislature that there be a select committee, I will, of course, be fully supportive of that. This legislature made its will clear. There's an opportunity here, Premier, to save face and to do the right thing. Why won't the Premier strike the select committee today?
Premier.
Speaker, again, I think it's really important that we reach beyond this chamber, where sometimes we're a little too focused on generating heat and a little less focused on generating light. Let's take a look at what the Hamilton Spectator had to say, Speaker, just yesterday. At a time of budget pressure and enormous change in the healthcare sector, is it in the best interest of Ontarians for Minister Matthews to resign? No. It is better that she be permitted to continue the cleanup of Orange. Again, I recommend to my honourable colleagues that he take a look outside this chamber, where, as I say, we can be too devoted to heat, a little less devoted to light, to get a good understanding of what Ontarians expect of us. They expect us to clean up what's happening at Orange. They expect us to move forward, Speaker.
Final supplementary.
The heat that I think the Premier refers to is the heat that his Minister of Health is taking off of his back and his responsibility to deal with the behaviour at Orange and the scandal at Orange. It's disturbing to see the Premier and his government go back on the word of the Health Minister, and I think families are rightly wondering why this government refuses to strike a select committee. Is it because the Auditor General suggested there's more to the Orange debacle than we know, and the Premier knows as well? Please, Premier, strike the select committee today and do the right thing for the people of Ontario.
Premier.